All right, so in this first lesson, Sean, why don't you paint a picture for us? What does your small group look like for the people that are watching? Describe what they would see if they were to come to your small group on, what is it, on Wednesday night?
Yeah, Wednesday nights. So when if someone comes into our small group on a Wednesday night, they're gonna see friendships in there that are very comfortable. It's a family-like setting, so you can come in as a newcomer and not be overwhelmed or scared or feel threatened at all. It's a very welcoming environment. We try to make it an environment where newcomers can come in and feel like they can share and talk at any time. And so that's the environment that they would come into.
So do you guys do food usually when people show up? Is it do you have like 15-20 minutes of just hanging out? How does that look?
Yeah, typically when everybody gets there, which is usually about 15 minutes late, we just kind of have a breakdown of the week, and people share, how things have been going. And usually one of the gals will bring a dessert or something that they'll share with everybody, and we just have some light conversation and then dig in from there.
Okay, so tell us about the tools then. Like, so how does a Pursue God small group work? Like, once you get to the actual discussion time, the meeting time, how does that work?
So depending on if we're doing the sermon link or if we're picking a topic from the Pursue God resources, we'll start off with the video, and I'll ask someone to just do a quick overview of the week's message or of the topic that we're discussing.
Okay, so you pick a topic. We call this the flex method. If those watching, if you don't know what this is, make sure you check out what that is. That means you find a topic, everyone learns about it before they show up, and then once you show up, then you explore it together as a small group.
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
So sometimes you do the sermon, sometimes, depending on what you feel like the group needs, you'll pick a different topic.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, would you say, so then do you actually send out that link to everybody ahead of time?
Yeah, absolutely. If it's a topic, we'll send the topic out earlier in the week. And the nice thing with the resources is if people are busy, sometimes they'll even watch it on the way to group, and yet they can still be thinking about what we're going to be talking about.
Okay, so does that make it, do you find that most people actually show up ready for the conversation?
Most of the time,
okay.
Yes.
Because the video is a 5-minute video, so it's not like you're asking them to read a book before they show up.
Exactly.
Okay. So Sean, just be real specific. Do you guys actually watch those videos together as a group?
When we first started, we watched the videos, but as the group has gone along, we no longer watch the videos. Instead, we do a quick overview on what we've already seen.
So you invite typically a group member to try to articulate it, summarize it in their own words in a few minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how is that beneficial for the group or for the group member?
Well, first off, sometimes if everyone's just sitting there watching a video, it's just kind of a down, quiet time. Whereas if somebody shares, putting it in their own words, it's just a little more lively and comfortable for people to talk. Especially, it gives someone an opportunity just to break it down in their own words.
Small groups I've been a part of are more attentive when a live person is saying something.
Yes.
Because they're trying to respect them, and yeah, and it's also good for the person who's sharing because it challenges them to articulate it, like you said, in their own words.
Yeah. Versus a video, you can see some people are just tuning out, especially if they've been there on Sunday.
Yeah, that's good. And as you and I talk about this a lot, a video encourages them just to always be the consumer. Whereas if every week you're challenging a new person, you probably want to tell them ahead of time, right? Hey, would you I always use the word set us up. Will you set up the conversation next week? And they know what that means. Don't preach a 30-minute message on it. I want you to just, in your own words, summarize the topic as presented in the video. And it really kind of challenges people to step up. It teaches them that they can be a mentor, and
it grows them because they usually spend just a little bit more time.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so then basically, you're a facilitator, not a small group study leader.
Yeah, exactly. So you're more of a facilitator than someone who's in there just teaching for an hour to your small group members, and this allows them to pour into the conversation.
And would you say, like, what Because I've been to some small groups where the leader's talking 80% of the time. Like what percent of the time do you think you're talking compared to other people answering questions and that sort of thing?
Well, I'm sure you get varying opinions on this, but I would say less than 50%. You know, most of the time it's just asking the question and letting people chime in, and then the leader should really just move the discussion along and help the group navigate its way through the sermon link or the topic that you guys are discussing.
Well, that's really helpful. So I would say if you're watching this video now, taking this series with a mentor or a training group, why don't you go ahead now and talk about some of the questions we've got below and process this so that you really can get the proper picture. I think that it's hard to lead a small group well if you don't have a goal and you don't have a vision for what that group is going to look like. So we've got some extra links below to learn more about the group environment. But Sean, thanks. And in the next lesson, we'll talk about the leader's commitment, the role of the small group leader.